What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today, we're talking about weight cutting failures inside the world of the UFC. This is must-see content right here. And in particular, we're talking about UFC fighter Orion Cosce. Now, Orion Cosce just fought and won this past weekend at UFC 277. But he missed weight on the way to the scale, and this is something I want to discuss with you. I want to discuss exactly what Orion did wrong, which is exactly what none other than UFC fan favorite, let's pull up his photo right here, I believe is also doing wrong. And do I have that photo? I don't have that photo right now, but Paddy Pimblett. Oh, wait a minute. I actually do have that photo. Let me pop this up. Bam. This man right here, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. You can see Paddy right here, who fights at 155 pounds, but notoriously blows up to nearly 200 pounds. This young man gains and loses 50 pounds in between fights, and it will likely ruin his career. But first, let's jump over to Orion. And unfortunately, let me get this out of here. Unfortunately, Orion Cosce, promising young welterweight. A welterweight is a 170-pound athlete, but Orion has made some serious mistakes in his career, and I want to briefly run through that with you right now so you can better understand. So this is from MMA Junkie, and Orion's going to discuss his weight cut, as I will run through right here with you. He said, I did the darndest to cut weight. I didn't sleep. We started cutting weight the night before at 6 to 8 p.m., and I cut 4 pounds. I was running, treadmill, sauna suit, and I felt good. I was like, cool, I'll cut another 4 to 5 pounds tonight. We spent like 3 hours more cutting weight, and only 1.5 pounds came off. My team just decided, dude, whatever we've got to do to make weight, and it's the same, this is the issue here, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same weight cut I've done since I was 19. I had my first amateur fight when I was 19. It's the same water loading technique I've used since I was 19, and it just didn't work this time. Now, let me briefly break this down for you. So, what Orion's saying is, hey, I was doing the same thing now that I did it when I was a 19-year-old kid, and for some reason, it didn't work. Boo-hoo, Orion. And Orion, Uncle Mike's going to give you some tough love right now. I hope you and your team see this, because this is going to solve your weight cutting issues. What specifically was the issue? Well, number one, your weight cutting protocol sucks. It sucks. But even more importantly than your weight cutting protocol is this. Dude, you're fat. Look at you, my man. This photo right here. This is post-fight night. This is after Orion walked out of the octagon. Getty Images took this photo of him. Look at this photo. Nary an ab the eye can see. That's not an egg, brother, or that's not an ab, brother. That's not a six-pack, brother. That is a keg. Orion, you're carrying 15 pounds at least of non-functional body fat. You are soft, my man. You were soft in the offseason. You did not diet appropriately in the offseason. You did not manage your weight correctly in the offseason. You did not live your life like a professional athlete in the offseason. So you showed up to UFC Fight Week fat, bloated, and overweight. And you thought dehydrating yourself was in some way going to save you. You thought doing the same things that you did when you were a 19-year-old kid, starving yourself, suffering, you thought that was going to somehow save you? Now think about this. You were doing the same things as a 19-year-old amateur as you're doing now as a, quote, professional. Orion, again, tough love. You are unprofessional if you think your amateur techniques are sufficient to get you through at the professional level. And I say this with care and concern because you're a talented guy and you should not shit the bed the way that you did on the world stage. How embarrassing is that for you to miss weight because you were too fat? Look at that photo right there. And I want you to see that photo. I want you to be embarrassed. I want your girlfriend to see it. I want your mom to see it. I want your brother to see it. I want your coaches to see it. I want every single person on your team to see that photo and say, yeah, damn, Dolce's right, bro. You were fat. And that's the truth. Now, Dolce, oh, that's triggering. That's so mean. It's not mean. Athletes need to hear this because his last fight just 1 year ago, well, that's Orion on the stage weighing in. Look at this. Serratus muscles, intercostal muscles, abs etched in. Great definition between the biceps and triceps. This is a much leaner athlete right here. So what happened? You got soft. That's what happened, my man. You got soft, Orion, in the offseason, right? You got soft. You didn't have a fight scheduled. You emotionally ate. You drank a little bit more. You ate a little bit more. You didn't do the road work like you should have. You let your weight slowly creep up. And in your entitled mind, you thought you could just get by doing the same things you did when you were a 19-year-old amateur. This is the wake-up call to you, Orion. You need to get your shit straight. The UFC PI is not going to save you. What's going to save you is not drinking, not eating crap food, getting focused, getting regimented, following the Tom Brady model, the LeBron James model, the George St. Pierre model, and living your life like a professional 52 weeks out of the year. There's a reason why the most dominant athletes dominate year after year after year after year, because they are the most consistent in the off season. Not because they pack a good punch. They have really good entry step on their double leg takedown. Their rear naked hook is undefendable. Not because of any of that. It's because they are most consistent and most compliant in becoming better athletes 52 weeks out of the year. So, Orion, I hope you listen to this. I hope this is helpful. This is just one guy's opinion who happens to be the most credible, the most experienced, the most successful weight management coach in the history of combat sports, the only coach with a 100% success ratio for over 20 years while working with the biggest misfits in weight cutting and MMA. Dana White, God bless him, would send me all of his worst weight cutters, and we fix them every single time. Part of this is I've seen this before, Orion. You're talented enough. You're now the big fish in the small pond where you live, and the spoils of being a UFC fighter have gone to your head and bled into your lifestyle. And boy, you were pudgy. Remember this guy? Look at that guy. What a hungry athlete that looks like right there. And then we compare that guy. Let's do it one more time. Where is he? Oh, he's coming up. Where is that guy? And that. Nope, that's Paddy. Oh, son of a gun. Well, regardless, there he is. Oh, there he is, right there. Right there. That guy. Don't be that guy, brother. Do not show up to a fist fight with that physique ever again if you want to make a career out of this, because you could be 2 and done if you don't get your shit straight. You miss weight one more time, you have a bad loss, miss weight, have a bad loss, Dana's going to cut your ass quick, lickety split. Now, let's talk briefly about none other than Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And what does Orion Cosce's example mean for Paddy the Baddy? Well, Paddy, if you hear this, brother, you should definitely wake up and pay attention, because as ripped as you look here, as lean as you look here, just know this physique is about to expire, because this is you, Paddy, very embarrassingly so. I'll say that, embarrassingly so. Near 200 pounds, eating all sorts of crap food. Does that mean you cannot have an off-menu meal? Of course you can. Does that mean Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And then there's the GOAT, George St. Pierre. Look at this guy. Paddy, look at this guy. Does this mean, now to be fair, Paddy, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm not trying to be a div here, to use the English vernacular. Paddy, what I'm trying to do is, my man, I'm trying to help you. You're a 155-pound competitor. Guess what? Every time you go up to 205, you're resetting that ceiling. You're laying down more fat cells, more storage sites. The body can produce an infinite amount of new fat cells, but it will never lose them. Once you have fat cells, it's much easier to fill those fat cells. Once you fill those fat cells, the body will create more fat cells. Every time you expand up, your body gets bigger and you hold more fat. Then you have to lose more fat to get down to your competition weight. As you get older, Paddy, it will be harder and harder to lose the weight. Paddy, if you listen to every great athlete, they will say when they miss weight, I don't know what happened. I did the same thing I always did, and quote, the weight just didn't come off. That's because you wrecked your metabolism with these massive weight swings. I mean, I'd say don't take my word for it, but I'm the most credible person giving you the most honest information. Take my word for it and then sit with your team and do your research and realize, holy shit, Uncle Mike was correct here. I got to really pull this in. I'm a 155-pound competitive athlete with all of the marketing behind me. I have the opportunity to choose the fights, to choose the locations, to really pad my record as I move into the top 10, top 5, and start fighting for 7- and 8-figure paydays. I should probably dial this back in for the next 3 to 5 years, put a 22-pound cap on my weight gain and not go over that. That means at 155, you do not allow yourself to go over 157. This allows you to stay closer to your weight class. Can you still have an ice cream cone? Can you still have a cheeseburger with French fries? Of course you can, but not nearly as often as you do it right now. I'm telling you, Paddy, I think you're a great athlete with a lot of potential, and I do not want to see you rob your career. Next part of this, Paddy, is the more you swing up and down, you are going to create a cascade of negative effects that will compound. You will go into a fight one day. You will no longer have that punching power. You know, will no longer have that pop. You will no longer be able to utilize the same energy substrates as you do right now because you become medically or metabolically deficient. And then what happens, Paddy? And then your chin goes long before it's time. Smaller shots start to take you out. You feel smaller shots at a much higher rate than you previously did because your body can no longer optimally rehydrate and rebound from these massive weight fluctuations. This is not my opinion. This is a medical fact. The more you do this, the less capable your body will be of doing this down the road. When will this happen? We don't know. It could be your next fight. And that's the scary thing. Lord willing, it's not, but now is the time, Paddy. You need to learn the lesson. You need to put a cap on your weight gain, and you need to keep things tighter for a longer period of time if you want to have that career that you can have. You can retire 5 years from now, Paddy, with in excess of $30 million. And I know the numbers. I know the contracts. I know the athletes. I know the negotiations. Within 5 years, Paddy, you can have $30 million in the bank if you don't fuck it up in the next couple of years, and then go do what you want to do. Go become Ricky Hatton, a.k.a. Ricky Fadden, all right? Everybody knows Ricky. If that's what you want to do with yourself, but that's not a good look either. Think about Ricky Hatton in his career. Ricky Hatton got old overnight. Why is that, Paddy? And I would compare you, Paddy, to Ricky Hatton. Exciting, charismatic, devastating athlete who would let his weight get so big in the offseason, and then one night he was just gone. One night in his prime, he lost all of his skills. It's because of the abuse his body incurred in the offseason during these massive weight swings. So that's my bit. Orion, Paddy, every other athlete, take this information for what you will. This is me simply wanting to see you at your best. Ladies and gentlemen, click the links below. Learn more about the Dolce Diet, our 3 weeks to Shredded online total body transformation program. You get a 20% discount right now. Literally, Eat, train, live like the world's greatest athletes. If you want to look your very best, live your very best by eating high net nutrient, healthful whole foods, rapidly transform your body. Click the link below to learn more. It is awesome. You'll love it. You will love it. The bicep of truth right there. 46 years old, by the way. 46 years old. The bicep of truth will never tell a lie, will always tell the truth. You want to live your very best life, ladies and gentlemen. Life is too short to not be at your very best. On that note, I am signing off. Until next time, bye.